just like with any relationship, whether it's romantic, whether it's a familial relationship, whether it's friendships, it's just the time that we have spent on this earth, it needs to be intentional.
Hello, my name is Kevin Long, and welcome to Long Story Short Conversations with Kevin L. Long, where we have brief conversations about broad topics and where we learn lifelong lessons for a life well lived. I am excited about today's podcast simply because I have with me as guests two phenomenal young ladies, two friends that I've had for over more than a few years. And today's discussion is about the bonds and the power of sisterhood. One of the things that many may not know about me is I am a sitcom fanatic. However, my favorite sitcom might be a surprise to many. It's not Sanford and Son. It is not All in the Family. It's not the Jeffersons. It is actually Girlfriends. And the reason Girlfriends is so special to me is because growing up, I grew up around primarily women. My first cousins, my sister, my mother, my aunts. That was the environment. That was the community that I was nurtured in. And I saw how those bonds were tight and how they were solid and how the support that they had for one another transcended every kind of pain, every kind of problem, every kind of issue that those persons in that community had. Also, I am having this conversation simply because this is our holiday episode, and we need to examine and explore the issue of holiday blues, holiday depression, and how people get through it, get past it. And I thought that today's conversation is necessary because there's nothing like sisterhood between Black women. And so today we're having this conversation with my guests, Kendall Fields and Shassity Stevenson. Good to see you, ladies.
It's good to see you too.
Thank you.
Long time no see.
Long time no see. Long time no see. Shassity,
Yes.
I met you when you were across the hall from me when I owned or co-owned a hair salon.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're still doing it, right?
I am still doing it in Charlotte since 2012.
Okay.
So it's been a while and I've enjoyed it. I'm glad I made the leap.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I remember the day that that we met, first of all, but then secondly, I remember the day that I came out of my salon and I saw somebody that I recognized coming out of your salon.
Tell me about it.
Who was it?
And it was Kendall, right? And I hadn't seen Kendall in years.
It's been a while.
And I remember meeting Shassity. Kendall, I don't remember how we met. Do you remember?
Yes, of course. Okay, so I have done probably 4 pilots for the Real Housewives of Charlotte.
Wow, okay.
So they were casting some women that were kicking butt and taking names, and they wanted to focus on the church. And one of your armor bearers at the time was a woman, Stacy.
Yeah.
And they casted myself and Stacy. And one of the scenes where we filmed was at your church. You forgot?
I forgot.
So we filmed the scene at your church.
Okay.
And it was a big deal because typically your armor bearer is a man, correct?
Right.
But Stacy held it down for you.
She held it down. She held it down.
And I was blessed immensely by your message.
Okay.
So I bought my friends. We came
For like watch night or something,
yeah,
right?
one New Year's, I think.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My makeup artist came and we bought in the new year with you.
I mean, sure you did.
So that was our initial meeting.
Wow. I had forgotten.
Because you're getting old, Bishop.
I'm getting old. I'm getting old. But I can't get old by myself.
Oh, okay. Because I just turned 41.
You just turned 41. I get it. She's 41, y'all. Wow. I forgot
That's how we met. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I knew of you before I actually met you.
Okay.
Um, January 12th, 2020. I mean 2000, I'm sorry,
2000.
is a date that's etched in my memory.
Wow. Mine's too.
I remember where I was. I remember what I was doing. I was in my office. It was on a Wednesday. And that year was my first year being a season ticket holder.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, for the Charlotte
Hornets.
And I just, when I got the news, I had just finished a session that Bobby Fields had been killed in a car accident.
Wow.
And I then all the media attention around you and the children, etc. My heart went out. All of our hearts went out. And I guess that's a good springboard into our discussion today, simply because as we're approaching the holiday seasons, statistics say that 36 to 40% of Americans lose interest during the holidays. Through heightened stress, through increased sadness. And there's something that's called anniversary reaction. Dates
For sure.
are triggering during these times. And this particular accident having happened 3 weeks after Christmas, right? I wanted to talk about grief and loss today and how you have been able to process that with friends like Shassity, who've been very supportive and who's kind of walked you through those seasons and walked with you through those seasons. And then there is this whole idea of mutual grief that you ladies share. You had a friend who not long ago passed after a battle with breast cancer.
That's correct.
And I thought that it would be encouraging to have you two talk about the bonds of sisterhood and how, as non-nuclear family members, non-biological family members, you've been there for each other, walking through all of the nuances of grief and loss. So I want to begin by asking the both of you, what do you think the most valuable lessons were that you learned about grief and loss after the passing of your loved ones?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I would definitely say I was unaware of the strength that I had within me. If anybody knows Kendall Watkins Fields, you would know that my whole life revolved around my husband. He was my high school sweetheart. He was my first love and the father of my children. So I couldn't imagine my life without him. So to get that phone call and go to the scene of the accident, that changed my life forever. It was life-changing, and a part of me died on Tavola Road. So I lost who I was. Didn't know how I was going to navigate raising two little kids. Was scared because my husband was the head. And I did not know how I was going to be the head of my household. So I'm a believer. And at the time, I had joined 2 Bible study classes. One of them was with Dr. Barbara Peacock. And ironically, on January 12th, that day, Barbara Peacock was on Tavola Road. So when they asked for me to call someone who could pray with me and to just kind of comfort me, the first person I said was Barbara Peacock. When they called her, she was getting gas on Tavola Road.
Wow.
And so that was the beginning of the first woman to actually undergird me during a heavy time where I didn't know how I was going to get through, how I was going to make it. And she began to pray with me. And when she opened her mouth and started praying Psalms 23 and inserting my name, the Lord is Kendall Shepherd, I felt strength that I did not know I had. And to move on and raise these kids, to become a real estate agent, to run a nonprofit organization, to be a mother, a daughter, a sister, a friend, and didn't miss a beat, I realized I had the superpower. Real superpower.
Dr. Peacock is my friend, and she's a wonderful, wonderful person. Wonderful person. Now, Shaz, you were not here then.
I was not. So I know the Kendall that was developed and born post losing her husband.
Okay.
And as I know there are many stories that I've heard. And many will know that Kendall is loved on and loved by a lot of people. So she had a circle of women that, surrounded her from the time I met her. And thankfully, whenever I came to Charlotte, they loved me just like they loved her. But I will say that I knew and learned of her husband through her kids and through the stories that she shared. Mm-hmm. And I think that's, to answer your question, one of the important things when you do lose a loved one, to keep their memory alive. And I feel like, their stories, Kendall can start and I can finish it because I've heard them over and over again as I, like I knew him. And so I've been blessed to, like I said, be around Trey and Kirsty and kind of see through them, that their dad still lives. And of course, through Kendall and, like I said, the stories that she's shared over the years.
2 questions. How'd you get into that circle?
Kendall.
Yeah.
I would come to Charlotte periodically and work. And at the time, I had no interest. I wasn't seeking to move. I'm kind of a creature of habit. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But anyway, long story short, that Kendall and her goddaughter, one of my friends, Jamie, were like, if you move to Charlotte, we'll have all your clients. Just come.
She forgot one small detail. My hair fell out.
What?
We had to do a little hair rehab.
Okay.
So she was coming. She did you come to Louisiana maybe once or twice?
Mm-hmm. I lost my hair due to color. I was bald headed. I had a mullet.
Like real bald headed?
I lost my hair.
It was broken. She wasn't bald. It was broken.
Okay.
But she was not bald by any.
And she did my goddaughter's hair. And so I was like, oh my God, her hair is so flawless. And she had weave at the time. And Shasta was like, you can't get weave, sweetie. Your hair is not strong enough. So I literally flew to Louisiana to get treatment to my hair and waited a whole year. She made clip-ins for me. And when she put that weave in my hair, I was like, Charlotte needs you.
Okay.
But like most people, most women and their hairstylists, I just feel like you guys aren't looking. You can, there are people there. It's, it's a bigger city than what I was in. But still to this day, I still hear the same stories. So I don't know how much that has changed. But I'm grateful because they kept their word. And I did not have to spend a dime on marketing myself up until I opened my own salon in 2020.
Wow.
So as my own salon suites, I should say. But for 8 years, I had walking advertisements, and I was able to make those connections with the people that they were friends with, and being that they were women that were seen and going places, and it was, my work spoke for itself, and I had some amazing models.
Wow, that ain't no minor detail. That's a major detail.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Charnay.
Let's.
How did that, first of all, how did her death impact the both of you? And I'll ask this question because oftentimes, transitions happen quickly. Other times, it's protracted. And when the transition is protracted, grieving begins before the day of the of the ultimate transition. So let's talk about Charnay and how, her death, one, impacted the both of you. Let's talk about that relationship that you both had with her, and then how it strengthened your relationship.
Let you go first.
Well, Charnay started out as my client as well. And like most of my relationships, usually they're formed in the chair. But we had not only the client stylist relationship, but we had a mutual friend group of ladies that were, a support system to all of us and whatever our collective efforts were. But I would say that realizing that, I mean, you know statistics, there are one in however many people. And if you look at a friend group of 10, that means, okay, 2 or 3 will be affected by whatever it is that you're considering. And I think as far as timing was concerned, being that Charnay had gone through 2 fights, this was her second.
Wow.
So seeing her make it through the first and, for a long time, she was fine. And I think it just was very eye-opening that, this isn't an old person. This isn't, I mean, she made pasta from scratch. She did not buy red, the eminent, like she did what I think most people say, all the things right. She was very like health conscious. It was eye-opening because it can affect anyone. And I think going through the period where she had made it through, she was okay, she had beat it. And then to know it's back and it's more aggressive than it was before. And she was more open to trying all the things the second round. And it still was, hearing that call that, she went in on a Friday and now Monday she's in hospice.
Wow.
That was mind blowing. I think for us, I am just so glad that all of us were like boots on the ground and we were able to get there, because I know it would be something that would, I don't know, haunt us forever if we didn't get to spend those last moments with her. So I think for me, it was just like, time, knowing that, you don't have the time that you always think you do.
Yeah.
I met Charnay through a mutual friend, and I didn't think she liked me at first because I'm so loud. And if you know Charnay, she has like sensory issues. And she literally was just so blunt.
She likes things very quiet.
Yes.
I get it.
And I'm loud. And so
No.
she literally would tell me, why are you so loud? So I didn't think she liked me. But if you know Charnay, she loves to play games, and she's the hostess with the mostest. She opens up her home and her heart. And I got an invitation. I was like, yes, I'm going to game night. I was like, I didn't think Charnay liked me. And turned out Charnay loved me.
Like everybody.
Wow.
So needless to say, she got the news right before her birthday that she had breast cancer. And as you can imagine, we were devastated. Like, this hits everybody else's circle, not ours. Yeah. For myself, I've never lost a close girlfriend. All of my best friends are still living. My tribe in Charlotte, before Charnay, everybody was still living. And, even through COVID and, everything else, I was lucky enough to say I haven't lost anyone that close to me. So to get the news that not only did Charnay's cancer come back and it was so aggressive, they gave her a time.
Wow.
And we were devastated. We prayed over Charnay, and did we pray the first time? The first time we prayed over her, did she go into remission?
The first time we all got together was when I had to cut some of her hair, and we all got to at her house, and we
prayed,
laughed and played games and cut hair, and we prayed
and rejoiced,
Yes.
because we felt like she kicked cancer's butt.
Yeah.
So
or what she was going to.
Yeah.
We knew she had this, and there was a plan in place, and
her numbers were getting good.
Yep.
So to get the devastating news that it was back with a vengeance, we were just floored. Shassity was getting ready to turn 40. We were kind of scared to even book a flight because we don't want to be out of the country and we lose our friends. So we were just kind of like, taking our time to book our flights. To get the actual news that we had to get to hospice because she was transitioning, we were a mess. We were a mess. And it made us realize the importance of friendships, sisterhoods. We fight over little stuff. Like, you were late picking me up. I don't talk to Shass for a week. And now this really puts life in perspective, what's important in friendships and relationships. And it taught us not to sweat the small stuff and to enjoy each and every moment with your friends who you love.
Yep.
Yeah. So Charnay is still a big part of both of your lives.
Yeah, we talk about her all the time. All the time. Like, Charnay would be doing this right now, or what if Charnay, I think it's what we do to address missing her. We don't have to omit, the impact that she made or the things, how she would show up in certain things. So I think that's our way of just not forgetting, the little nuances, the little sayings that she would say or how she would make you feel. So
she was closest with Tiffany, our girlfriend Tiffany. Okay. So that was Tiffany's BFF. And this year for Tiffany was extremely hard because you had the first birthday without her, the first holiday, the anniversary. Okay. And we knew when Tiffany was struggling. And so we would rally around Tiffany, girls' night out, Tiff needs us.
Yeah.
And so it was, whether we share memories and stories about Charnay, we walked this year with the breast cancer walk in South Park, and just rallied around Tiff because that was tough for her, tough for all of us, but extremely
for her.
For her.
The reason I asked the question about her being a part of the circle still is you spoke of her in present tense.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. And people, when they transition, they change addresses.
Yeah,
that's true. They don't cease to exist, They just cease to exist with us. So, how has her loss strengthened your relationship?
I think, like I said, going back to knowing that, like, time is of the essence on everything. And, like Kendall said, trying not to sweat the small things, communicating, because we not only have we experienced, loss of people that, are no longer on this earth, we have lost people that are still alive. So I think, just like with any relationship, whether it's romantic, whether it's a familial relationship, whether it's friendships, it's just the time that we have spent on this earth, it needs to be intentional.
Yes.
And whatever that looks like for you in whatever the situation is. So for me, I think that, like I said, communicating, keeping, whether it's communicating about the person or to each other, or even, just it doesn't have to be anything deep, just checking in.
Yeah.
sending a heart. I'm thinking about you, making sure you made it okay. Yeah. Text me when you make it home. Our group is really good about the small things. And I think that those things add up.
I agree. Being very intentional in my friendships and relationships, checking on my friends, checking on my strong friends that, if you see me, you're not going to see me frowning too often. I'm always have this big, dumb, stupid, cheesy grin, like life is good. And then I go home and I'm going through it. And so I would say check on your strong friends, and to check on your strong friends, you have to be intentional. So, Shass is good about that because she knows me. So maybe if she doesn't hear from me over a week, I tend to retreat when I'm going through. If I can't give you 100% of this big, bright, vibrant energy, I'm going to retreat, try to rebuild, get my spirits back up before I can come back out there. And if she doesn't hear from me, it's like checking on you, a simple text message just to see, how I'm doing. And I'm being more intentional when God puts my friends on my heart, and it's to pray with them. Or if they call me and say they need prayer, I'm trying to get better to pray for them right there. Yeah. Whatever it may be, whatever you're going through, I'm praying for you now.
Okay. Question for both of you. What do you enjoy most about the sisterhood that you share?
Just us two?
Yeah.
Okay.
We could cuss each other out.
And then pray for each other.
Yeah. Yes, she's very good at both of them. She is very good at both. She does both of them at a very high level. MVP.
Real talk.
For real. If there have been times when I've been in the salon and I'm like, Kendall, this person's going through this, and she may know. Usually she knows. I'm like, can you just come? Because it is hard for me sometimes to wear all the hats. Mm-hmm. But I know she on God favorites. You know how when the call emergency bypass, mm-hmm. we always say, Kendall, we get to the gates and you already there. We gonna make sure you tell her my name on the list, because okay. I feel like she is just one of those favorites. But
you mean the pearly gates?
Absolutely.
The pearly gates. You heard her.
Yeah.
You're going to depend on her to get you.
In the event that I have fallen short.
Just in case.
In the event.
Put in a good word, because I'll be right there.
It's just a joke because, like I said, she'll pray you down.
Yeah.
And I've witnessed it with, strangers within our friendship group. But I think you need to repeat the question again. I got off track.
What do you enjoy most about your sisterhood, your friendship with her?
I enjoy that sometimes me and Kendall two things. We will have like these praise and worship just randomly if we're at her house. Mm-hmm. Sometimes Kirsty is there. It's even better when Kirsty is there. Okay. And we will just have a playlist, or we will just skip to songs and we will sing Shasta Lane down. Okay. And it would be almost like church. And it's not anything formal, it's not anything planned, but it's a vibe. And I think we both have a good time doing that. Aside from that, I think just like Kendall said, she is always smiling. She's always laughing, but I no matter what's going on, just laughing. Sometimes we laugh so hard and we can't even breathe. So that's one thing that you kind of forget whatever's going on outside of that environment, that we are just having the best time laughing at nothing. Wow. So I think is those times when you can just take it all off and just be who you are. Mm-hmm. Be yourself, be comfortable. We don't have to wear a mask.
Right. Yeah.
It might not be pretty all the time. Hair might be a mess. Yeah. Heart might be broken. But we can show up to each other like that.
Okay.
And it's okay. And we can walk away and know it's going to be okay after that.
Kendall?
I did not know I was going to be single for 25 years after losing my late husband.
Okay.
I just knew I was going to remarry. 5 years after I lost my husband, I was going to give myself 6 years to heal. And so my girlfriends became my companions. So I looked forward to celebrating my birthdays with my girlfriends, traveling with my girlfriends, venting to my girlfriends about my problems. Shassity has a very special gift. She's a therapist, and I don't think she realized she's a therapist. But Shassity will sit on the sofa and she will get help. She will get a therapist. You know, I won't. I'm calling my friends. So Shassity is my travel agent. She is my counselor sometimes. My ride or die. When I do the most silliest things in the flesh, my friends are there to talk me down. Like, you can't go back to jail, KP.
Or we hold her down.
We
Depends
literally
on the
hold
circumstance.
each other's down. So they are my sister's keepers.
Okay.
And I just think every girl needs a good tribe.
Yeah.
So, you know, we have good times, we have bad times,
Right.
ups and downs, but we know that, to be honest, we need each other in this thing called life.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
Yeah.
So it's not always pretty, like she says. We have disagreements. Like she said, we have broken relationships and we wish we could fix it. Maybe we can't fix it, but we're affected by that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So to talk it out, to be able to communicate, is very important. And so when you have a good friendship, I don't think it's anything you can't get through.
Now, is Shaz the group therapist?
Ask me.
Shaz, are you the group therapist?
I'm not, but I am. This is what I was going to interject and say before you ask that question.
Okay.
What I can appreciate as far as a group dynamic, there are different situations when certain ones of us are the strong friend. Everybody's going to go through the highs and lows of life. I can appreciate when someone else decides to let me take the lead. I see this isn't going the way it normally should. This isn't functioning. Let me step in and let me get this back on track. Or this friend is struggling with this. Can someone go and help clean out her car? It's the things that, like I said, the little things. And when you have certain one of us pay attention to certain details that others might be missing. And whereas I may be the group therapist 3 months out of the year, but there may be a time where I'm struggling.
Yeah.
And someone else notices that and, rallies the rest of the group and it's like, hey, Shas is dealing with this, or hey, Kendall's, juggling these things. What can we do? So I think it's okay to retreat and take a step back if you need to when you have a solid friend group, because you know that somebody else is willing to step up and maybe they're in a season where life is, maybe a little bit more at ease, a little bit more relaxed. And so they can maybe take on a little bit more.
Okay.
And being okay with those roles being interchangeable.
Kendall,
but I'm the most direct, I think. One of the most direct.
She is a therapist.
So I think
at
that's
heart.
what.
She's a therapist at heart. You can vent to Shas
okay.
and just cry your heart out, and she's going to say, now, why did you think that was a good idea, Kendall? And how did it make you feel?
Okay.
That's because I go and sit on the couch. So I'm just.
She always asks the right questions, and it makes you think about your actions. And it's like, I don't need a therapist.
No.
I don't need a therapist. I have my friends.
But which leads me to my next question, because Kendall did say, Shaz goes to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't sitting on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a priority, your being the group's shade tree therapist, how much of a priority do you feel it is for grieving people to have a therapist?
Next to God,
Yeah.
it's next. I strongly believe in it. whether you're grieving or not, but especially, dealing with something like, loss in any form alters your brain chemistry.
Okay.
I believe that. Like Kendall said, a part of her died when she lost her husband. So you are scientifically spiritually not the person you were without, when that person was here.
That's true.
And so I'm a believer. I love God. I was raised in the church. But I also think that therapy complements that for me. That's what I found works for me. And I don't think that it can harm you in any way.
Right.
But I do think you have to be ready for the work that it requires, because it can be ugly. It can require some digging up some stuff. But if you don't want to do that, then it's not going to work.
Do you encourage?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do we do it?
I can stop right there. Yeah.
We
do we
listen
do it?
and we don't judge. But yeah, I mean, I'm very open about that. I'll tell anybody. It's the best money I ever spent.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's my perspective. So.
Okay.
For me, it has been my spiritual mentors that I looked up to, and I consider that a form of therapy.
Okay.
Because I value what they say, and they give me advice from a spiritual perspective. So I will call certain people. I mentioned Barbara Peacock being a spiritual mentor, like a mother figure, a spiritual mentor that I don't know what I would have done without her. I mean, every step of the way in the grief process, she was there to answer every question I had. Is my husband going to heaven or hell? And like anything that I needed to give me a peace to move forward, she was able to help me spiritually. So that's important to me. And I think for other issues in my life, non-grieving issues, I probably do need to sit on the couch. I mean, I'm 50. After 50, you kind of set in your ways.
Yeah.
And I stand in my righteousness, which is, I'm not always right.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's difficult for me to sit down and have somebody let me see it another way, because it's only one way. I'm not saying I'm right, but at 53, I'm strong-willed, and that's how I feel. But there are repercussions when you don't get that healing. It's been 25 years. I feel like I'm still healing and trying to get over the death of my husband. You figure out a way to live without that person, but they're triggers, and you have to face those, because if you don't face it and deal with it, it comes up in other areas of your life. And you don't want that.
Yeah. Wow. 25 years. So since 2012, you've known Kendall?
A little bit longer, but I've been in Charlotte since then.
In Charlotte since 2012.
Yeah.
What do holidays look like with the group?
Gumbo.
Gumbo?
Uh-huh.
Gumbo.
We Louisiana girls.
No, we got a gumbo story, though.
Okay.
Kendall, you don't remember?
Oh, tell me the gumbo story.
Now I find out how we met, and that you were a part of that cast. One Christmas, either you called to say Merry Christmas, I called to say Merry Christmas.
Okay.
And I was cooking. You were cooking.
Okay.
And you said you were cooking gumbo.
Okay.
You remember that?
That sounds about right.
You said you were cooking gumbo. And, that was like holiday blasphemy. To me, you don't cook gumbo on Christmas, right? And then I'm seeing Chaz look at me with the Louisiana eye. Like, no, it ain't Christmas without gumbo.
That's right. Absolutely.
Wow.
And that's a tradition I do. I've been doing it for many, many years.
So I know.
Did you go and get any?
I didn't.
Oh.
I
You're
didn't.
lost.
I couldn't make myself do it. I'm sorry.
Well, baby, you're missing out. So maybe you can come this year, baby, and get some of that good old Creole gumbo, baby.
Listen. I'll come with bowl in hand. I'll come with bowl in hand. You ladies talked about spirituality and your faith. And I've come to know that faith is it's really a team sport, if you will. That you need encouragers
Yes.
to help you stay focused on your faith values.
Yeah.
How does that play out between the two of you?
Well, we could break out in a song. If it had not been for the Lord on our side,
Yes, indeed.
where would we be?
Yeah.
I would not be sitting here right now if it was not for my relationship with God.
Yeah.
And I have evolved spiritually into a prayer warrior.
Mm-hmm.
I love to pray. I haven't been delivered on some things, but I would pray you to death. But I don't know how people make it today in this world without, for me, the Lord being my savior, my personal savior.
Yeah.
And I've raised two incredible kids, and I have instilled in them a strong foundation in Christ. And I love the fact that now, as an adult, you have my kids telling me right from wrong, like, Mom, you're wrong.
Yeah.
And you need to do better.
Yeah.
And you owe that person an apology.
Yeah.
So they call me out when I'm not walking by the word.
Okay.
I think for me, it's the foundation. I think that no matter how far away or, like Kendall said, how wrong or right we may feel we are, I think at the very basis of it, we're gonna pray.
Yeah.
We might do some things that we might ask for forgiveness later. But if there's any random thing and I'm like, I don't quite know what that means, instead of asking ChatGPT, I say, Kendall, I saw this and it said, and she, will break it down, well, this is what the Bible means. Even if it's I'm going to this 11 o'clock service, are you going? So I think it's the foundation of who we, all are.
Yes.
And who we all are as friends, as coworkers, as, philanthropists. And I think it just makes even more sense when we all hit those lows, because, we're quick to thank God for, this blessing. Thank God for, coming through in this way,
Right.
but it's when life brings you down to your knees.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
Kendall has said, she's like, Shaz, just remember your faith.
Wow.
Just remember your faith. And it's not that you don't forget it, but it's just like that clear reminder, just hearing it. Like, we know whose we are.
Yeah. So you hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I love it.
For sure.
I love it. What brings you the greatest joy? It's a question for both of you.
That's easy for me.
Okay.
My children.
Okay.
My children bring me the greatest joy. I mentioned I had a fear of raising them alone, being a single mom without their dad, who, by the way, was a scholar, just an incredible man off the court. Intelligent. He was cum laude. I was thank you, Lordy. So I'm like, okay, Lord, how am I going to tutor my kids? How would, teach my kids? But God blessed me with two incredible kids. And I love the fact that they are rooted in the Lord. They are striving in life and thriving in life. And I couldn't be more proud. So I'm so glad God chose me to be their mom. Wow. That's probably my greatest accomplishment. My son is a refined version of his father. And I think my daughter is a refined version of me.
Wow. Wow.
I think for me, one of my greatest joys is being able to create a life I love. I love what I do. I love that I get to I touch people physically, emotionally, and I get to do work that's transformative in more ways than physical. And it's a joy for me because it is very rewarding.
Okay.
A lot of times, people go through life and not figure out what their purpose is or what they want to do. And I was very lucky to figure that out. I mean, I kind of didn't want to face it, but I figured that out, in my 20s, early 20s, where sometimes, people are middle age and still don't know that. So I'm glad that I've been able to perfect my craft in that area and to not resist the road God was taking me down. I was on my way to medical school, and that's obviously a big feat and something you work towards for a long time, even before going down that road. And I took a detour, and in so many aspects of my work, it has come full circle. I may not be, a medical doctor, but I'm fixing people.
She does have healing hands now.
So-
I've heard it, but I've witnessed it. She has healing hands. That's her superpower. She has the power to transform women in the sense that I can go in there looking raggedy. It is something about getting your hair done, making your face up that literally makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Like, if I get these inches, I'm empowered to take over the world. I'm empowered. Like, seriously, you look good, you do good in life.
Yeah.
But seriously, I have gone to sit in her chair on some of my lowest days and leave empowered to get over whatever it was that I was struggling with before I got there.
I asked the question of the both of you individually because one of the things I've seen personally is how supportive you are of each other's greatest joy. How supportive you are of Shassity in business,
Mhm.
right? And how supportive Shassity is as it relates to your family.
Kids,
Yes.
I don't know if you remember this. You had, I think it was your daughter who graduated, and you invited some folk out, and my business partner and I at the time, Bruce and I, came, and Shaz was running it. Right? Shaz.
Was it prom, maybe?
I don't think
It was
prom.
graduation?
I think
Was
it was
it-
graduation.
It must have been Kirsty's graduation
I think
party.
it was graduation.
Okay.
Oh, her party.
It was the party.
Maybe at your house.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
in
so.
the backyard.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Kirsty's graduation.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
backyard barbecue.
Yeah.
Backyard barbecue is exactly what it was. And just to see the both of you support each other's passions and joys, again, just kind of takes me back to the women that I was raised by,
Wow.
seeing that kind of camaraderie and community.
Wow.
And here at Long Story Short Conversations, that we talk a lot about community and the importance of it and mentoring. And is it safe to say, Shaz, in many ways, she's mentored you?
Yeah.
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 And vice
Absolutely.
versa.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Cool. Last question, next to the last question. What motivates you to live and to give in the midst of dealing with grief and loss? I know that you both are philanthropists.
Yes.
And I know that you do it consistently. So what motivates your philanthropy?
One of the scriptures that I live by is Luke 6:38. Give and I give it back to you.
Yeah.
Good measure, run it over, pressed down, shaken together. And what I found out was that you cannot outgive God. no matter how much you try. When my late husband passed away, I started a nonprofit organization, and I needed that nonprofit organization more than the nonprofit organization needed me. Needless did I know, because it was a way for me to not focus on my pain. And it was a way for me to turn my pain into my purpose. And by giving, it just warmed my soul, freed and liberated my soul. And I love it. Each day I wake up, it's intentional to be a blessing to somebody. It's just in me. I'm very generous. I'm a big giver, and my heart bleeds when I see people in need. So giving has been a big part of my life, and it saved my life.
How long has the Bobby Fields Foundation been in existence?
I started in 2000, but I gave need-based scholarships to honor him at the time, because he was a scholar. And so I gave academic scholarships. And then I think one day I heard my son tell the nanny to shut up, and I about lost it. So it's time for me to take a step back and to pour into my children. Okay. And so I kind of stopped the Bobby Fields Foundation. And just recently during COVID, I witnessed Tent City with my own eyes, and I realized it was time to get back and finish the work that God started in me. And the first thing I wanted to do was do a sleep out, Charlotte. You want to talk about my sisters? I'm going to tell you about my sisters. And so I wanted to sleep out and literally sleep out overnight with the homeless. And Charnay said, "I love you, friend, but I am not sleeping out in the homeless
In a tent.
in a tent with the homeless people in Uptown Charlotte." But she got me everything on the list that I needed. Wow. And all of my friends came through, showed up and showed out. And we were able to do some beautiful things and donate to Block Love Charlotte. Wow. So that is my ministry now. So it's to help women that are unhoused, working women with children that are unhoused, to find sustainable living for them.
Wow. Shash, what motivates you?
Other than it being something that's been instilled in me since I was little, being a church kid, you kind of serving all the time, mm-hmm. But I think recognizing the privilege that you have, that we all have to some degree, and the things that we take for granted every day, that kind of, I think, led me to be surrounded by other people that had the same alignment as far as being givers, giving back, serving, and whatever that looked like. So I think it's just been in me since I was young, and it's just fostered along the way for however many years with the friendships that I've made. And like I said, the work that I do is how I serve on a daily basis. But even in my business, we have opportunities where we've made like birthday boxes for kids, where I've given them to a client that has a church, and they will give them out where they can basically make birthday cakes, because there's so many people that don't celebrate their birthdays, and that's something that's really big for me. Some people that never have the opportunity to blow out a candle on a cake. So again, a small thing. Right now we are doing a canned food drive at the salon, where bring canned non-perishable goods to your appointment, because we know what's going on with all of the SNAP benefits, and how that's affecting people, and especially around the holidays. We've done toy drives. So it's, any opportunity, no matter how big or small it is, to be able to help someone, because I think we always think some things have to be grand, they have to be larger than life, and it doesn't. It's the small things, again, that make the biggest difference, especially for people who may not or have not experienced just feeling loved or feeling seen.
Wow. That's good.
So, Kendall, we agreed that today you were going to do a giveaway.
Yes.
And it's interesting, and I had no idea, of course, that this would happen when I asked you ladies to be a guest. But a young lady at our church, she serves as an elder. Just last week, her son, 45 years old, had a car accident, and I didn't even connect the dots until just now.
Wow.
Had a car accident, and they X-rayed him, and no bones were broken. And they asked if if he was okay, and he said, "Yeah, I'm okay. I just have a little stomach pain," and he thought it was an abdominal strain.
Right.
So he went home and laid down, went to sleep, woke up the next morning, started vomiting, and died on the spot. Internal bleeding. And Kendall thought it to be a great idea, and I think it's a great idea, that we close this segment with an act of philanthropy. And I can't think of two better ladies to make this gesture to our elder. So I'm going to call her now.
Yes.
And I hope she answers her phone.
Please answer.
I told her.
What's her name?
Bertha Colbert.
Bertha.
So I told her, I said, listen, I need you. And this just, I guess, blows your early assessment of me out of the water. So I told her to keep the phone by her because I needed her to answer so she could verify some things concerning me. Don't say
a
that,
little white lie.
So,
knowingly.
She's verifying employment.
Okay.
So let's see if we can get her.
I'm good. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Elders, all well?
All is well.
Good. Thank you for answering. You scared me. I thought you forgot.
No.
You were going
I did think it was going to be earlier.
You did? All right. Well, I can only call when the people call me. You were about to make me miss out on this appointment.
Why?
If you hadn't answered.
Oh, I was going to answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so very kindly. I appreciate it. True story. I got to confess. I don't need you to verify me for a board position. But I needed you to answer this phone, and it just dawned on me how the dots connect. I am recording an episode for our podcast, and one of our guests is Kendall Fields, and Kendall is the widow of Bobby Fields, who played for the Charlotte Hornets. And remember, in 2000, Bobby was killed in a car wreck.
Oh, wow.
And today, Kendall and our other guest, Shassity, wanted to present a gift to you in light of DJ's passing as well. So I'm going to give the phone to these ladies, and they're going to talk to you.
Hello, Miss Colbert. How are you?
I am well. What about you all?
We are blessed.
We are.
We are blessed. I have a nonprofit organization, the Fields Foundation, and we launched a new initiative called Live to Give. And we simply do small random acts of kindness to people that's in need, that's going through. And when I did this podcast with Bishop, he told me about your accident, and I was like, you know what? Can we do something special for her? Because we know the holiday season is coming up, and I cannot imagine the pain you must be going through. But I pray that this small act of kindness will just give your heart just a little joy to try to get through Thanksgiving and Christmas. So, on behalf of the Fields Foundation and I Live to Give initiative, I did a gift basket for you, and it is a little cash, some journals, and some self-help books. And I just pray that it will bless you. And I love you. And I hope that I get to meet you and present it personally, but I'm going to make sure that Bishop gets this to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just reaching out is, the day was one of those days. But thank you so much. And when I'm not cheerful, I can really thank you better than what I'm doing now. Thank you.
Well, we will be praying for you. And if you need anything, Pastor has my phone number, so I'm a phone call away.
Thank you so much.
Here you go, Bishop.
I just wanted you to know that I'm here with Kendall as well, and I'm going to keep your family in my prayers, and just know that you will get through this, and we love you.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Here's Bishop.
Thank you.
Elder, thank you so much for my recommendation.
Thank you so much.
And I appreciate you more than you know. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you all.
All right.
Bye.
Wow. We always like to close our segments with lifelong lessons for a life well lived. In the face of all that we've talked about, grief and loss, with Bobby, with Shanae, what would you say to our viewing audience, our listening audience, that will help them to make sense of it all, thrive, survive and thrive, and live after it?
Wow. I tell my kids all the time, if I live to be 99 years old, I have already lived half of those days. So I have about 14,500 days left here on this earth, because I'm going to live to 99. With that being said, you have to make sure you are living a purpose-filled life. Each and every day, God called us here for a reason, and we have work to do. And so before you take your last breath, you better make sure that you know your purpose in life and that you're doing just that. And so I have friends that are 50, 60, and they're still searching for their purpose in life. Wow. And that's sad to me, because you're just spinning your wheels, searching for love in all the wrong places, looking for joy and happiness and things, and they're incomplete. But when you know your purpose in life and everything you do lines up with that, I mean, that's living a victorious life.
Wow.
And it's what God called us to do.
Wow. Shaz?
I think I would say, my mom always said life is about choices. So I think choosing how you spend your time, where you spend your time, who you spend your time with, being intentional with the time that you have. Like Kendall said, our days are numbered, but I wouldn't want to do a single day going forward without the group of people that I can pick up the phone and call and say, I need this, I need that. So get you a good group of solid people that you can call friends.
Yes.
When life gets ugly and when it's great. They're going to be there.
Wow. Thank you both.
Thank you.
This is Kendall Fields. This is Shassity Stevenson. I'm Kevin Long. And this is Long Story Short Conversations, where we have brief conversations about broad topics. And today we have had a conversation for the books. Yes. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you for our next episode. Take care.